So number 1, which happens to be also the number 1 cinematic game on the horizon, and there's one of them. In case you missed, it's the game Grass of Genesis. Now I have mentioned Grass of Genesis many times before, but in case you missed it somehow, it's a survival adventure which is actually quite a bit inspired by the Tomb Raiders in the list. It's just way more action oriented and rather brutal in combat. Also happens to be in the making for over 4 years already. This game is actually coming to PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X at some point in the following year. That's all we know.
You're a softie after all.
Mighty Boy Studio, which is the second studio on the Flying Wild Hog, Saber Interactive, and actually a few other worthy developers out there, well, they've been working really hard to release Babylon X. It's the team's next fantasy action RPG, which is set in this alternative history of the ancient world where the Tower of Babel is being built and humanity is actually facing the impending doom that was avoided. Story-wise, it's actually combining Western and Eastern mythologies and narratives all together. This game is coming to PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X sometime next year.
Shapes are important, but you need to feel them.
Oh, I felt that one.
Listen, you can run away from yourself as long as you want, but don't abandon those who are dear to you before it's too late.
Sorry I got you into this.
Wish we'd met earlier.
You can't escape fate, can you?
It's in your hands.
Focus on your shade. Do you feel it?
I do.
Your progress is impressive lately, Aruna.
Unknown 9 Awakening has been delayed to fall 2024, and the good news is that this game will now be available for PCs and both generational consoles this year. Unknown 9, if you missed it, is a single-player narrative-driven heavy game that will see players playing as a young woman with the ability to jump into different dimensions, known as the Folds. Now, if you missed this game, developers actually came up with some in-game footage and some cinematic cutscenes.
Why are you so interested in Vincent, anyhow?
He killed someone I loved.
Remember stepping. Find your target and bridge the gap.
You don't belong here.
You're wrong. This is exactly where I'm meant to be.
Gotta move quickly now.
I think it's the second time we're talking about this one, but South of Midnight here, in case you missed it, is a third-person action-adventure Souls-like, coming from the Happy Few action-adventure series. As you can see, it is a stop-motion style game in nature, pretty wild in looks though. It's also said to take place in a magic, realistic reality version of South America. This thing was announced over a month ago. It's coming to PCs and Xbox Series X as a Microsoft exclusive next year.
There it is. Now to get over there.
From almost the same time last year, we've got the sole work of its developers over here, supposedly an Unreal Engine 5 project going by the name Caona. It's another Tomb Raider inspired adventure game in which you play as a Amazonian native that actually hunts treasures. Well, this is technically the only cinematic we had so far on the game. It's said to be coming to PCs and all consoles, including Switch, in the following year, possibly mid to late.
On good days, the trees are glowing like a city at night, but the beauty is deceiving.
Moving on to number 6, we have Otherskin, which is a third-person shooter to PC exclusive and scheduled to come out in the final quarter of the year. Announced just days ago on IGN2, Otherskin promises to let you experience a truly transformative third-person shooter, letting you absorb organic abilities to expand your combat and movement capabilities beyond anything you've ever seen in this genre. What you're watching over here is its first official gameplay.
5 seconds. Reassigning your suit powers for combat. Good luck.
Sure you want to investigate these fiendly?
I can't let this go. It could be the best kept secret in history.
So that being said, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle's latest showcase was also revealed last month, and despite looking quite unreal, we only got less than a minute of its actual in-game footage. Firstly, there is a likely December holiday 2024 release for the game into PCs, Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 too. You're going to be witnessing, if you haven't already seen this though, just a few moments of gameplay and more of the combat and the areas that you're going to be exploring in the game. Most importantly, what actually happens between the events of the Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Last Crusade movies.
Your kind meddled where you shouldn't.
Coming in at number 8, we have Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. This is an open-world action RPG modern game set around the Mesopotamian timeline, which we've actually talked about many times on the channel. It offers a mix of melee and the Flintlock-based weaponry, hence the title. The Siege of Dawn was originally planned for a late 2022 release. It has been delayed several times. Thankfully, it's actually now has a set release date of July 18. It's going to be out in no more than 40 hours from now. In any case, it's going to be coming to PCs and every single available console.
codename for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, the same thing over here. The delayed already multiple times Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater will now be released in November this year. Probably November 17. We've heard this from leaked information. Not only that, this remake received another gameplay trailer with the Xbox Game Showcase last month. What you're gonna be seeing is the same story, which was one of the best, with an all-new graphical engine, 3D audio, and also made with the use of Unreal Engine 5. There's gonna be much smarter AI, some new controlling elements and additions. Snake Eater, for those of you who missed it, is a survival stealth action game.
Freeze. Speak.
Coming in at number 10, we have Star Wars Outlaws. Maybe the third biggest, most anticipated game of August, which has been rumored to be coming in 2025, but it is now actually coming out on the 30th of August 2024 into PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I've already mentioned this in a previous video, but if you didn't know this thing, this AAA Star Wars Outlaws game is the size of 3 Assassin's Creed Odysseys in scale, whilst offering a whole different gameplay experience compared to the previous entries of its franchise. Not only in gameplay, but in every possible way, set in a near endless galaxy of opportunities, they say.
We should get moving.
Towers of Aghasba, which we mentioned May this year, is a open world building game that's now targeting PlayStation 5 and also PCs next year. One of the AAA quality works of a new developer in town. It's basically a island management sim where you explore a pretty huge world, as you can see. You're gonna learn about its ecosystem, gather some stuff, you're gonna be hunting a lot, so you can eventually manage a civilization on your own. This is how it looks.
Litaw kan at shakro. O bangku chai earn chiari pastu giptaw lakern. Bakumpa jujara.
Ever seen. Only the dagger can unlock the sands of time.
No! Stop!
No!
Father!
If you're wondering what Ubisoft has planned for the Prince of Persia series' future, the Sands of Time remake had actually made a pretty brief appearance during Ubisoft's Forward last month with a cinematic teaser. It showed almost nothing, just a hinted release window of 2026. That is everything we know, no gameplay footage, and that it's coming to PCs and both generation of consoles as well. We're just gonna have to get back to this one shortly.
I brought this on us.
You are brave and good.
Don't let go!
Quaco Lukian.
also mentioned this one a few months back. We've got a cyberpunk-style open-world game here from an indie developer once again. This is actually a team-based action RPG if you think you need to keep your radars up for a good one. Spine has been in development for almost 5 years. This has been teased only once and then nothing until recently. We got another trailer for it. This game was picked up earlier and is now coming to PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. They've said late 2024.
Amateurs. Red line, get ready. We've got guests. Let's welcome them properly.
I was beginning to think you'd never make it.
Steel Seed is another brand new Unreal Engine 5 project, coming from the same developers of the game Close to the Sun. It is actually touted as a single-player stealth action-adventure, which happens to be set in a dark science fiction world setting, and you play as a female protagonist inside a hostile underground facility which is being run by AI, trying to survive. It's a little bit inspired by the Stellar Blade, and a little bit Prince of Persia maybe, and whatever you're watching over using game footage.
I am Savi. Welcome, Zoe.
And last but not least, we've got Tome Explorer VR. It's an adventure game where you navigate, explore old tombs in search of treasures and artifacts, whatever. It's the work of a small developer to a few horror games and also sim games. Tome Explorer over here VR seems to be the first virtual reality game of these fine gentlemen, which happens to take place in an open world. So if you like, you can try this game demo for free on Steam. The full game is set to be coming out sometime next year.